Hello party people, welcome to the YouTube video here on the channel. Today we're looking at this Class 158 EMR regional livery. No, only kidding. It's the Avanti West Coast 807 007 that we're taking today. So we're here at Liverpool Lime Street and we're running down to Crewe and Train Sim Classic using the Semaphore Reskins version of the train. I'm going to go VV. And last item on the agenda, headlights to full please. Doors are released. I want it at 10. That's 1 every 5 seconds. And key on. Train fault reset. AWS reset. I'm going to set a speed limit to 15 as that's our speed limit coming out of the station. That's what I was missing on the 805 Evero. Well, I'll be on here in real life, but yeah. This is just a speedometer screen. This is a Great Western style cab because Great Westerns use the physical speedos for the ATP, whereas everyone else has a digital speedo. Other than that though, not that long to go till departure from here at Liverpool. We'll do jump cut until we are ready to go places. We'll set the DRX, that should have already been set entering the cab. And we'll see you guys in a jiff. Also, do you know what this sound is? Let me know in the comments if you do. Okie doke. So, the signal's pulled off, so we're going to be ready to depart momentarily. Line F. There we go. Pull the DRA off. We depart towards Crewe. And that's 15. We've got turn the wipers off for the tunnels. So yeah, we are now leaving, like I say, through the tunnels at Liverpool. One of the things I'd loved in Train Sim Mud actually, because these are quite a stunning bit of architecture in real life. And I think Train Sim Mud would do wonderfully showing this off. I'm going to clear up to 30. No, we're not. Change your mind. That's a 30 post. Cool. We'll keep the number at 15 though. Just gently dab up the power. That is with backlighting, and believe it or not, it doesn't look like it does it. What can I say? So I'm having a little bit of a treat lunch today, whilst I record, because I'm doing overtime tonight. So much like Avanti in this video, we're doing shortened runs, because this train only goes as far as Crewe, as you'll see by the thing there. And today we're doing shortened runs, we're only going as far as Peterborough. And that is owing to engineering works on the line between King's Cross and Peterborough. So that's our best turn back point. I think it's Sandy that they're digging up at the moment. And there's also East Coast digitalisation stuff they're doing. So anyway, we are going to be doing that. So I'm doing it on a bit of an overtime shift. I'm going in for 10 to 5 tonight. Book on, take a train to London. So I'll take a train to Peterborough, bring it back. Home by about just after midnight. And we're back in at 8:30. We've got single amber, so I'm going to coast just in preparation to stop. And we come through Edge Hill Station. So, like I say, this scenario is based off May 2025 engineering works. I'm going to say the 27th of May. A scenario is available from the Alan Thompson website. It's a JD scenario. Look at some Drax wagons. So they go down to the docks in Liverpool, and they get filled up there, and they get taken to Drax. Obviously some knocked out ones. Waiting attention of some description. Single amber, red ahead. Also got a TPA02 there on in Edgehill Depot. C802 and an Avanti 390. Looking around the curve, trying to spot my next signal. Can't spot it through the depot. And we're back to line speed of 30. I must have hammered up behind them on in the last one, because in the last time I did this, I came up with stand. Now, of course, is our 80 post. However, that only allows us to go up to 70 because there's 70 on in one of the coming stations. I can't remember the name of. There we go. So we can notch the speed control up to 70. The aircraft, the train, feels that and sort of raises up its hind legs and goes for it. Give it that notch straight of power just so it's not too jarring. So we're coming up on the 70. Strip the train off into idle. Pulled off to a green. Looking really good at signalling. I'm presuming what we're following is going to turn off down towards Manchester via the sort of Trafford Park, sort of the southern line to Manchester. I can't remember the name of that line now. Oh. been idle. The train obviously... There we go, power on. Really low brake application approaching the signal. And see, there you go, the train's just after the signal section ahead, so the signal should pull off imminently. Just like that. Forgot to turn that off on before, but there's nothing that's going to embarrass me. No, good. Apologies for that. It is 70 past South Parkway, so I'm just knock power back off control at that. Start this means going close. The line diverging to the left is the line both to access Allerton Depot. Well, that's Allerton Depot's, yeah, in line, and the line towards Manchester. The line below us, going that way, is Merseyrail. Or part of the Merseyrail network, I can't remember what line it is. There you go. AWS didn't clear. Green, green, green. Let's go for it. Go on, lights back. So I've knocked it into idle left, neutral section. That's what that was. Apologies. I didn't have time to commentate that. And there's our 95. So what I'm going to do is flip the brake that by accident, but full power. To 95. We don't go very far at 95, but 95 is what we can get up to on this leg of the journey. Hello. That's really annoying. I'm muting my microphone there by accident, so I've just talked to myself for the last 2 minutes. So, yeah, the 80, well, slowed down for the 90, which was quite late notice, and then the 80 slowdown is as you sort of go past, well, go onto the hill. 65 as you go past the 80 post, and then normally I'd start braking coming onto the caged in section of the bridge, but I went to start a little bit earlier today, just so we can go for a smoother deceleration, because we'll be a little bit ahead of ourselves anyway. The 807s are very powerful accelerators. We've got enough allowance sort of coming out of Liverpool sort of central to, well, not central, Liverpool central to Merseyrail station, like the centre of Liverpool to sort of get away and be able to recover some time ourselves. Lovely little Avanti 390 facing us there. You know, going into the 7th year of Avanti West Coast operation. Feels mad, that, doesn't it? Feels like COVID was 5 minutes ago. And draws on the left. New tries the reverser. I'll turn the wipers off because we've got a few more moments here. There we go. Oh, hello. And that is Runcorn, folks. Next stop's Crewe. I'll see you in a few seconds when we're ready to depart. Let's go! Yes, so I definitely didn't just whack the horns there instead of the buzzer. Sanders kicking in. Oh, bit of slip. full power on now. 40. This is the interior view, so obviously it's the wrong kinds of seats. Oh, traction sound, that's fun. So obviously you don't get those on in the driving coach, because in the driving coach there's no engines. So you've got a lower level of flooring in the driving coaches, at least the standard 800. I don't know about the 810, and that's to allow for the pantograph. So that is, yeah. But basically, to accommodate the pantograph, they don't have space for the GUs underneath. Generator units, that is. 65. But like how brake scrubbing sounds then. Green, green. There's 22.5 miles left to run. And we should in the not too distant future pick up an anti-man outpost. And just because I'm going to cheat here. Oh, we've already passed it, wonderful. I do absolutely love the look of this bridge that we're approaching. I mean, it's our first outing, I guess, on the 807. It's basically just a fully electric 800, so it's the same as the 803, just more coaches and better interior spec. Neutral section warning. We're in Adel already. Good. We put a jab brake on. Dang it. Neutral section. Line light flickers, better so than it does in TSW. And as we dive down this side, the line picks up to the ton. Does that speed over to 2 that now. Remember, full training to be past it before we can accelerate. Full power on. $110. And we're going for it. In hindsight now, we only need 25. That sound is so annoying. And I'm glad you're being annoyed by this as well now. But train horn, so really quick sounds of the horns on these. Overall, I think I probably prefer the AP implementation of the sounds to the Train Sim World one. However, I think the Train Sim World one takes it by country mile just for the functionality. Things like the TPWS firing off on our way into Crewe, like that is, you know, completely something that you can't get in this game because the TPWS isn't even simulated. You got the right cab, which you don't have here, and that's a massive step for me. I do wish, in the way that we got a HST cabs mod from Gold Star Trains, we could get a similar mod for the AP800s. Okay, yeah, we have both signals. I'm going to take a slow scrub of the brakes because I can see the next one's a signal. Probably a bit nice, actually, in hindsight. So obviously, yeah, we are on the West Coast Main Line proper now. That was Acton Bridge Station, I believe. That speed limitation doesn't apply. Speed limit doesn't apply to us. We are now 13 miles from Crewe, but we're going to be driving the next segment very defensively. I do not recall where my yep. Step the brakes up so as we don't hit a spad. Nice. Gonna limit us to 60 ahead, I think. Oh god, it switches to diesel by accident. How embarrassing for all involved. Power mode is electric, hands back up. I don't think I can even change this thing to diesel mode. We'll go stay at 1. Yeah, we're on doubles now. I'm going to resist the temptation. This time I'm going to resist it. I'm going to notch up to 75. But we're only going to leave notch 1 of power on and just coast very slowly. We are driving defensively here, but the idea is trying to let the train in front of us get space on us. So I'm assuming from how we saw red and then it's very quickly pulled off, it went from being at a stand to moving again. And it was at a stand in the signal section where there's a station, so therefore the likelihood is it's a stopping passenger service. So therefore I'm just going to stay at 75, and hopefully that will mean I don't really have to touch the throttles for most of the journey, well up to 75, but if I start hitting singles again, take the speed right off, it goes back to doubles, back at notch 1. So more sort of genteel driving for the punters down the back. good for me, folks. The time is 16:08 at 5 o'clock. I need to be leaving the house, getting ready for work. We're not that far from Crewe though now. So... And... Hack! What I did there is actually smash it into emergency. Been really switched up before the signal. We'll drop to the signal, prove the train works down. Set the DRA, which doesn't put the brake on but takes our power off. There we go, we'll just sit here and wait for the signal to pull off. The signal just pulled off, so reverse goes to forward. Take a bit of power. I don't know if you can see that on YouTube, that's pulled off to what looks like a double, so let's go for it, 75. Certainly can't see it on mobile, but I can see that on my screen. I can barely see it in the OBS view. That's how I knew I embarrassed myself with alt-tabbing before. Alt-tab, it's great. Yeah, my theorem is confirmed because I've got a station here. Is my track atlas within reach? I don't even know where it is, so no. But this is, where are we? So that is Winsford Station. Yeah, so we're following 1 Golf 51, which is delayed. Got a northbound Euston to Liverpool service. And there's Crewe. So we shouldn't get checked again on our way into Crewe. We did get up to 110 though, which was kind of fun. It's for a segment of the journey, so it's nice and fast. Double amber, single amber next. So that service is in 9 Sierra, which probably means it's run via Birmingham to get to us, and that's a pair of 805s. Interesting. Interesting 805s. I'd love to actually see what the 805 diagrams are. But yeah. Oh, cack. We're nearly 100. Doubles. Whilst we're on doubles, I'll stay at 85. I'm fine with that because In my head, I know that that the train ahead shouldn't be stopping. Now 85 gives me enough of a margin for if it does. Green. See, we've got greens. I'm going to put us up to 110 and just gun it. We do need to think about slowing down at some point. Doubles. That's the the mob board for the 80. So this we slow down to 20 because we know we're likely going to be getting crossed over on our way in. So we just take the speed right out the train. We've not yet received a theatre box indication, but we know just from our plan, our train plan, that we will be, unless operationally restricted, to taking the other side. And single amber red ahead. Bit of a slide there. Bit hot, but we've just pulled off there. Have we? Yeah, we just pulled off. Oh, we're a long way out still. So if you guys remember the class 90 when we took the avoiding lines, we went down there, and so we're going over the top. Okay, we're not coming over here for whatever reason. We'll try and through if we don't get flanged over the next time. Well, flanged over, turned over. That's Crewe Heritage Centre, that's the line towards the North Wales coast. That's the line towards Manchester. That's the one that we can't cover at the moment within Train Sim because ATS's original plan was to come down here with Manchester to Crewe. However, they only made it as far as like the station before. They may extend it one day. I don't think they will, if I'm honest, but it would be nice if they did. There we are. And we'll just rumble in here at a nice slow pace, being mindful that there's likely a red signal at the end of the platform. There's that 350 we were following. Bear in mind we're on the full train on, which we've now got. AWS reset. Gently bring the train to a stand. There aren't any stop markers here, so I'm just going to stop where I think it feels right, which is about the end of the canopy. And doors on the right, releasing on the right. Cab off. Key off. Reverse it. Brake to max. Last item to do before we leave the cab. The tail lights to tail. Headlights to tail, sorry. There we go. Welcome to Crewe, folks. I'm going to leave the wiper on whilst I'm sitting in there. But thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button. Subscribe to see more from me on a regular basis. Until next time, bye-bye.